Morning, YouTube. It's been a minute. Well, it's been a busy few months. Been setting up for crawfish, getting the ponds ready, getting the boats ready. Probably could have videoed some of it, but just didn't really have the time. But we ended up getting a lot of traps that we looked through to check for holes in the wire and the mesh, and we got a lot of traps put out in the fields already. We've kind of been crawfishing the past couple weeks. It's a slow start to the season because we keep getting cold weather, and it's just pushing the crawfish back, which is going to help us in the long run. It's going to help us to have a later season, and it's going to keep the price up so that way we can still make some money in the late season. Because this year we have an early Lent, and normally when we have an early Lent, the price drops off right after and we can't make any money. And the problem is we need the whole crawfish season to be able to make money, and when it cuts off early like that, it leaves us in a bad spot. So, but today we got about 250 more traps that we went through, loaded up the trailer last night. We gotta go get these delivered to a field. I already have 1,500 traps that I brought out there the past couple of days. This will be the last load to that field, and then after that we have some big mesh that we have to move. This is all small mesh. This is the smallest mesh we have right here. These are some newer traps. These are, what is this, 2022? A lot of 2022 traps in there, so they're still good traps. A few of them have holes, so that's why we look through them before we throw them in the trailer to make sure, because we do have quite a pile of ones that have holes. This is one pile right here, and far over there is a pile of big mesh that all need work. And that's not even mentioning all these traps that are covered in grass everywhere. It's a mess. It's a big mess. When some of our workers come in the next couple weeks, I really want to go through all those and get rid of them. The bad ones, get rid of them. The good ones, we can keep them, because there's a lot of good traps in these piles, but they got a lot of bad ones too, and a lot of them can be saved. So we'll probably end up going through that at some point. Not today, not this week, maybe a couple weeks from now, when we get all the traps out and get as many as we need. These would be extra. We'll come back and we'll probably look through them and fix them, because ideally I want to get it all picked up, get it cleaned up, because it's just a mess right now and it takes up a lot of space. But got a few good ones left. I think I'm gonna leave these here. I can probably fit a few more in the trailer, I don't know. Let's see if we can fit some more. There's a big pile of crawfish traps right here that we went through, and it's a big hole in the ground. I wonder what lives in there. I wonder what lives in there, Kane, you know? I don't know. Something big. The more you know. Well, we don't know. I think we're just gonna throw those few extra traps in my truck real quick. There's no point in trying to shove them in the front and risk breaking a cap or something. Oh man, the ground's sticky though. Even the trailer's sinking in the ground a little bit. That's what happens when you get 4 inches of rain in like 3 days. Everything's soft. All the ruts everywhere. It's a mess. We're gonna get these thrown in the truck real quick and we're gonna get out of here. Ended up having a little bit of fun here yesterday. Oh man. Didn't get stuck, but boy, that ground's soft. Can't tell by the camera, but it just sinks down everywhere right here. I don't think we have any problem leaving right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if we have some surprises. So let's see if we can get out of here. The traps in here, got a full load. Probably got like a little over 250, I think. I'm hoping it's about 260. That's about how many traps we'll need to get the rest of that field put out. let's get out of here.
The ground's slush, it's so soft. Golly. Could be worse.
Do I need to get closer to the water? We good right here? All right, let's dump them. Alright, got that done. Got the gate closed. I'm gonna go pick up some big mesh. Let's get out of here. Yeah, that's a problem. Shouldn't be able to do that. Ugh. We had a few of them, but the trap itself is good, so we can just get some new caps and rods and throw them in. It just takes a little bit of time, that's all. We don't really have time to be messing with that right now. We're just getting all the good ones moved. Most of these we already worked on and fixed patches and stuff like that. A lot of the times this is what happens. These little plastic pieces on the bottom that hold the rod from wearing out the mesh, you see that the hog rings are all rotted. Like that one may fall off sometime during the season. Oh yeah, look, the bottom one's already loose. That's a problem. Since I know it's right there, I may come with some hog rings and throw that on real quick just to get that fixed. I'll probably do that right now. In case you're wondering, hog ring tool and hog rings. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna recrimp this right over the wire. I'll put 3 of them on real quick. This is another example. The trap's good, but the hog rings on the bottom have rotted away. So I'm gonna have to put some new ones on here before this piece comes off. Because if this piece comes off, the rod will shake back and forth and wear out the mesh. Really not a fan of this angle one. This thing is a pain. Good as new. So actually we got all the traps put out now, so I'm jumping around. We'll go hop in the front loader tractor, and I gotta get some diesel in it first. It's got a tire that needs a little bit of air, and I'm gonna go make some ruts in one of our crawfish ponds real quick, so that way we can go put some traps out in that pretty soon. But let's go ahead and get it warmed up. Diesel's going in. I got my little thingy McFlocker putting there in this big tire. It takes a minute, but it works. I got it full of fuel and air compressor's still going. It's almost done, but I'm glad I looked down and I noticed, I don't know if you can see that, but the DEF fluid reading 12%. The government juice. Now I gotta go run to Napa and go get some DEF. That's a shame. It takes time out your day to go run and get that. It's aggravating. But it's one of the things you gotta deal with newer equipment, so I have to go run and get some DEF now. See, this right here is a problem. All those birds come land in my crawfish ponds and they try to come eat my crawfish. They got another pile over there. Look at them. It was a big old pile and they were just sitting right here, pecking in the water, eating all my crawfish. Look at that. Somebody must have shot them up out their field again. Looks like they just popped up. It's no good. They're gonna go down in somebody else's field again pretty soon here. Just another thing we gotta fight. Trying to get crawfish ready. After a brief intermission, we're back with government junk. Oh, government juice, sorry. Because it makes such a big point, a big change in the world, whatever. Yeah. Whatever you believe. Get these open and get this junk into there. Oh, I got bait too. That's for later on. We'll talk about that later. Oh yeah. Gotta love the high quality packaging. See how bad this leaks. That was probably the quickest flowing jug I've ever had. That doesn't normally go that fast. Jump! Of course, the second one's not as easy. To the next box. I don't think we're going to need both of them. I may try and pour one of them. I think it'll be able to take it. We're about to make a mess. We have made a mess. Just barely couldn't take the third. Oh well. No crime in that. It's just the government juice going on the ground. A little compressor friend here is still fighting for his life. But it's almost full. Shouldn't be much longer. Alright, we finally made it to the field, making a nice little trail to put the crawfish traps in and for the boat to drive in. But grass ain't too thick right here. It gets a little bit thicker in the corner. But what I'm doing is I got my bucket down and I'm just kind of dragging the water to push over whatever sticks and stuff are in front of me. So that way the tractor doesn't catch it all. But seems to be working pretty good. We're about done. I I get to the end of this field, I'll hop out right there where that little red barn is. But that's basically all we're doing right there. Just making a trail. And I don't really have to worry about knocking over grass and stuff for the boat. It can handle that. Whenever I make like 2 or 3 passes with the boat, it's gonna get rid of all that grass by then. I'm putting this rut here, that way when I have small mesh and I have big mesh traps, small mesh traps that we have are shorter, and then the big mesh traps are a little bit taller and a little bit wider too. So I need to have a little ditch, I guess you could say, to put the trap in. That way they all are deep enough in the water. And it helps a lot in all kinds of different ways. But the crawfish can also use that ditch and swim through it too as they need. But we're about done. I didn't make as many rows in this field that I want to yet. I'm gonna wait till the catch kind of picks up in it, then I may come back and do a few more rows in some spots. Basically what I did, I just made one big loop around each cut that's in this field, and we'll run it like that for maybe a month. If it picks up a lot and we need more traps, I'll come back and make some more ruts real quick and get more traps out. It's grassy though. I got that bucket dragging just to where it's pushing down whatever grass comes in front of the tractor. But you can see just how thick it gets right here. And if I didn't have something in the front of it, it would get grass everywhere in this tractor, and I would not like that. I'd clean it either way, and I still am going to clean it after I finish this, but the less grass, the easier it is. But I got food out here, so I ain't worried about that. All right, maybe an hour later and we're done with that. Yeah, but I had to put the 3-point down. One of the lift cylinders right there is leaking, so I need to get a seal kit and get that fixed soon. So what I did, I just put a log under that and put it down, take the pressure off. It really don't leak that bad, but it's definitely starting to slowly get a little worse every day, so I'm gonna have to take that off pretty soon. Need to get that fixed. That tractor has no oil leaks and has had no oil leaks since we bought it, and so we've never had to add oil to the transmission. But ever since that started, we've had to be adding a little bit, so it's kind of a pain. We'll get it fixed soon. All right, so I'm actually gonna take that bait that I got in the bed of the truck, and I'm gonna go bait out this field. I got another field over there. It's only about 80 acres. Won't take long. They probably got some crawfish in the traps right now because we had the cold front come through, even though we didn't bait these out. So I'll probably end up just running it to get whatever crawfish out that I can, since the price is still pretty high. So I'll see y'all when I finish that. Well, I ended up finishing up a little late. Caught a little bit more than I thought we would, which is surprising because there was no bait in the traps. Like I said, last time we ran it, I didn't put any bait in it because it wasn't catching enough, so I just let it be. But ended up catching a few more sacks than I thought, which is a good thing. So I finished up. Now I'm gonna go check on a pop gun and see if it's turned on or not. We've been having a lot of geese problems. They got into one of our crawfish ponds and did some damage, unfortunately. Destroyed some food, so we've been on high alert every night, watching to make sure they don't get in here. And one of our defense measures is we got pop guns that we set up at fields, and it's basically as loud as a gun, except it doesn't shoot anything out. But I gotta go make sure it's on.